Hey guys, I'm back with another video. Today we'll be tackling someone who thinks they have destroyed the Big Bang Theory. Let's get started.
In the beginning, about 13.7 billion years ago, all the space and all the matter and all the energy of the known universe was contained in a volume less than 1/trillionth the size of the point of a pin. Conditions were...
Okay, so we're about 6 or 7 seconds into this Big Bang Theory, and I got a problem right off the bat. All right, 13.798 billion years ago. All of the mass and energy of all the planets and all the universe was condensed in a size of 1/trillionth the size of the head of a pin. I mean, the fucking couch you're sitting on right now, compressed into the size 1/trillionth the size of the head of a pin. Try that with your couch and then get back to me. And then let's try it with the rest of the universe.
Okay, I can understand the confusion here. Before the beginning, it is speculated that the universe was a singularity that was smaller than the size of a pen point. Before the Big Bang, the universe as we know it did not exist. It is also a safe assumption to go on that it clearly did not abide by the universal laws of physics that we know today. And you also seem to misunderstand him when he says all this matter was contained inside the volume less than 1/trillionth the size of a pen point. While the universe was in this hot, dense state, everything was divided into the simplest form it could be, that being quarks, leptons, and bosons. In fact, even more matter was present during this state of the universe, but due to the imbalance of 1,000,000,001 matter particles for every 1,000,000,000 antimatter particles, matter won this ultimate showdown. And as most physicists will tell you, particles on the quantum scale behave much differently than what of the physical scale. To even remotely begin to understand how quantum physics works, you need to read the 3 principles of quantum mechanics, which are quantized properties, particles of light, and waves of matter. Each of these principles plays a vital role in the understanding of quantum mechanics. Quantized properties being certain particles are only capable of taking certain specific values. Particles of light, or the photon, it basically states that the idea of light energy is related to its oscillation frequency. And finally, waves of matter. Waves of matter, or matter waves, are a fundamental part of even these 3 principles, and it states that all matter can exhibit wave-like behavior. So, do your research.
Absolutely.
Forces of nature that collectively describe the universe were unified. For reasons unknown, this sub-pinpoint-sized cosmos began to expand. When the universe was a piping hot 10 to the...
Okay, so here we are another 10 seconds later, and for reasons unknown.
At least us physicists are willing to admit when we don't know something. It's hard to understand the very first moments of the universe, just like it's hard for you to understand the universe at all.
Known, this sub-pinpoint-sized cosmos began to expand. When the universe was a piping hot 10 to the 30th degrees and a youthful 10 to the minus 43 seconds old, before which all of our theories of matter and space break down and have no meaning. Black holes.
Before which all of our theories have no meaning. Let that sink in again. Let's hear that one more time.
Yes, let that sink in. Let you understand how the universe works, because clearly you don't.
The minus 43 seconds old, before which all of our theories of matter and space break down and have no meaning. Black holes spontaneously formed, disappeared, and formed again out of the energy contained within the unified field. Under these...
Okay, so you had black holes forming and disappearing and forming and disappearing. Okay. Okay.
You didn't disprove anything here. You just said okay over and over again. In case you don't understand it, I'll explain. In this time of the universe, these quantum particles, quarks, leptons, and bosons, were colliding with each other. Some of these collisions created photons, some of these created black holes. These black holes, however, were incredibly unstable and incredibly small, and thus would evaporate in the blink of an eye.
Field. Under these extreme conditions, in what is admittedly speculative physics,
Back to which is admittedly speculative physics. So basically his guess is as good as mine, right?
No, our guess is better. When he says speculative, he doesn't mean that he's just taking a random shot in the dark. He has mathematical evidence and scientific evidence that could possibly back up these claims. Your guess has none of those things.
Let's continue.
Under these extreme conditions, in what is admittedly speculative physics,
Yeah.
the structure of space and time became severely curved as it gurgled into a spongy foam-like form. During this epoch, phenomena described by Einstein's general theory of relativity, the modern theory of gravity, and quantum mechanics, the description of matter in its smallest scales, were indistinguishable from one another. As the universe...
Did he say the modern theory of gravity? I think he did.
What's wrong with him saying the modern theory of gravity? Please explain some of your objections so I can properly debunk your bullshit. In case you don't know, the modern theory of gravity is the natural phenomenon by which all things that have mass or energy are brought towards each other. I think you misunderstand what a scientific theory is.
By Einstein's general theory of relativity, the modern theory of gravity, and quantum mechanics, the description of matter in its smallest scales, were indistinguishable from one another.
So once again, we're talking about things that are indistinguishable from another. Okay? All these theories and ideas that they have, once again, they couldn't distinguish one from the other. They didn't know what the hell was going on. All right? Shall we continue?
I think you forgot the part where he stated how modern physics as we know it are irrelevant during this time. Of course, a lot of stuff like this is indistinguishable. The properties of the universe were completely different during the time where the universe was immensely hot and immensely small.
Continuing onward with what is now laboratory-confirmed physics, the universe was hot enough...
Okay, he's continuing on with laboratory checked and verified physics. Now we got our shit together. Okay? A few million years ago, billion years ago, speculative, but we're back on track now. That's why they throw that in there for you, to make it sound like, oh, wait, we're back on track, we know what we're talking about. But, wait, let's see.
Continuing onward with what is now laboratory-confirmed physics.
Bullshit.
Bless you.
The universe was hot enough for photons to spontaneously convert their energy into matter-antimatter particle pairs, which immediately thereafter annihilated each other, returning their energy back to the photons. For reasons unknown, this symmetry between matter and antimatter had been...
Did he just say reasons unknown? Yeah, again, reasons unknown. We were just back at laboratory verified physics, but now we're back to for reasons unknown. Yeah, I know. Well, they don't know what happened or why it happened, but they know it happened. Okay, let's continue.
7 or 8 billion years of such enrichment, an undistinguished star was born in an undistinguished region of an undistinguished galaxy in an undistinguished part of the universe, the outskirts of the Virgo supercluster. During the...
All right, so that's 4 undistinguished and an outskirt. Okay, we live in a star that's undistinguished, in a region of space that's undistinguished, in a solar system that's undistinguished, in an undistinguished side skirt, outskirt part of a universe. So basically, we're no big deal. Earth is nothing special. That's the idea that they keep pushing along here. But if you can actually listen to Neil deGrasse Tyson pump this bullshit and actually think the Big Bang Theory is correct, that's why it's a theory, because there's so many problems. It's riddled with absolute ridiculousness. How many times do they need to say which is admittedly speculative physics or for reasons unknown?
Yep, that's exactly what he's saying. Now, I understand you've never read the book. I'll assume you don't understand what indistinguishable means. Unable to identify. In the book, he identifies what all of this is. He identifies what he is talking about. And no, we are not insignificant, which means something completely different than indistinguishable. He never claimed that. He is saying indistinguishable because at the time our star was born, nearly 4.6 billion years ago, our so-called neighborhood looked completely different.
They have no idea. And then to the point where ideas on relativity laws and all this other shit we're mixing in between. So that's another point that they can't see past. They're absolutely ridiculous. So when people say the flat earth is a ridiculous idea, show them this video. There's too many flaws with the Big Bang Theory. to even give it a friggin' second listen. Absolutely ridiculous. All right, done with this crap. Thanks for listening to my bullshit.
So, you do agree. Your argument is bullshit. At least we can agree on one thing. However, that was the end of this video, so if you have any future suggestions, let me know. Peace.